Today, we get to use a cutoff wheel, a torch, and a hammer to fix the blue tarp special. First, we gotta pre-flight the old silver bullet here. We're gonna take that thing up there, and I noticed something not good. Come here and look at this. That is a lot of something leaking there, and it's still leaking. Not good. And you see the blue? That tells me it's gas. Woo! Yep, that's 100 low lead, and it's leaking a lot, and it's still actively dripping. So yeah, that's not good. I also just noticed this from the main fuel tank here, and there is blue everywhere around it. What on earth is happening? Now, what I do suspect is that it may have been overfilled. So just how full is it? Not that full. Huh. Well, that's no bueno. Took that little cover off. Now we have blue right there, not too uncommon. Blue down there, which is not too uncommon if it's overfilled, it just kind of pours out. But we have a significant amount of fuel right there. It's dripping out of there. So if you ever wanted to know what's under here, that is your fuel pump. When you hit the little switch, it goes bzzz, and this right here is the fuel cylinder that tells you how much fuel you got in there. Now, I do agree that it was a great idea to put all this at the very bottom of the fuel tank, because, you know, if someplace was going to leak, you wouldn't want to have the whole bottom of it sealed up all the way. You'd want to have a bunch of holes and gaskets, and then gaskets on top of gaskets on top of gaskets. Anyways, where is this thing leaking at? Wow, that's a lot. It's still coming out. Oh yeah, it's still coming out. You can see the, oh man, that's no bueno. Can you see that? Oof, right there. It like pulses. Oof. That is a serious no bueno. Okay, we now need to unfuel this airplane. We just filled the tanks up, so there's 50 gallons. There was 50 gallons. There's probably like 48 gallons in there now, between all the fuel that leaked out through the engine over there and what leaked out on the ground here. All right, I don't think we're gonna be taking the silver bullet on that trip. That's a bummer, because that's leaking a lot. Well, if one plane doesn't work, go to the other one. And this one sucks a lot of gas too. My hope is we can suck out the 50 gallons in that one tank. Might have to put it in this. We might have to take this airplane. Now this one, we just had to have this prop rebuilt because this thing was all jacked up. And so that'll be kind of a test flight as well. We haven't flown this in about a month, so I have to go through it, do a really, really good pre-flight. But I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I'm actually out of gas in this airplane so that we can take gas out of the 310, the leaky tank, put in this, and we might just have to take this one. That's a good sign. So here we are, sucking the fuel out of this tank, putting it in some 5-gallon buckets, because, you know, that's safe and has no hazard whatsoever. And then we're gonna take the 5-gallon buckets over to the hot potato and top that thing off, and yes, it'll be fine. We took 42 gallons out of this thing. There's 50 gallons in here, so it's probably like here-ish. So it's dry. So whatever issue we're having is from here up. And I did notice that it kind of stopped dripping once we got the fuel like halfway. Up here somewhere, I think, is our issue. Could be like the way the fuel system works, the vent drain that comes out of the engine back into the tank where it goes. I don't know if it's possible that it created a vacuum or something dumb like that, that it's not actually the bladder that's leaking. I hope. It might be something else. I don't know. However, we got to go to the Blue Tarp Special and work on that broken airplane. Now this airplane is broken. We just fixed the hot potato, but we haven't test flew it yet. So I mean, why not? You know, a 600 mile, I think it's about 600 miles test flight. That is fine. My wife gave me this riddle, and it's a good one. A rope broke, a bell rang, and a man died. I don't know what the heck, but somehow they're all related and it tells a story. That's the only thing that she's given me. No idea what that could be. I don't know, a ship, some dude like hung. I got no idea. Gonna have to think on that one a while. Let me know, have you guys ever heard of that one? Be interested to know. Put the comments if you have the answer, but don't put it yet. Wait till I get it first and then put the answer. No, just go ahead and spoil it and put the answer. Woo! Woo, it is super toasty in here. What we gotta do is I've gotta check that propeller to make sure it's feathering, which means the propellers go straight flat like this, so that when an engine dies, I can pull the lever back and the propellers, instead of going like this, can go like this and be a little more streamlined through the air, so that I can fly the airplane a little safer, because we had to get that replaced and they had to put air in the front of it, and it's just kind of weird how that works. So we did a pre-flight. Time to start it up, let it warm up, all that stuff. And you never know when you're gonna go for an unexpected flight. So even whenever you're just starting it up, put your seatbelt on, because that is needed at all times. Here we go. That's on, that's there, that's there. We'll hit our pump, looking for fuel pressure. There it goes. That side, actually, we're supposed to start that side first on this airplane, so let's actually do the correct way. And everybody's favorite, can I get a clear prop? Go on. All right, let's try that again. Clear prop. Oh, because it was the wrong lever. Bam! Woo! Hot potato wants to go. Can I get a clear prop? Such a good airplane. It's ridiculous. It is so dependable. Like, it's not pretty, but it just always works. It's like a good hunting dog, you know what I'm saying? Like, it might be a mutt and mixed with stuff, but it is always ready to go. We're gonna run it up. We're gonna check that propeller now. So this is how we do it. Run this up to 1700 right there. We bring it down, it shouldn't do anything. And then right here, it'll go whoa. Yep, and again. I like it. All right, we'll do a mag check while we're here. Perfect. Go ahead and bring that down to idle, and we'll just check the other side while we got it going. I mean, seriously, this plane is just, it just does what it's got to do, man. But look at that, just idling, running good. I think this one's ready to go, and we're gonna be taking this one. Well, just got off the phone with a feller. Supposed to be helping me get the Blue Tarp Special fixed and up in the air there. He's a AMPIA, which is FAA speak for certified mechanic. Okay, he's not gonna be able to make it. So, even though the Apache, old hot potato, is ready to go, good to go, I'm not gonna drive the airplane up there, 3 hours up there, to just spend 3 hours to work and then drive 3 hours, fly 3 hours back. So, we have us another project, I guess. Silver bullet. It's the gift that keeps on giving. I guess we just gotta go find a fuel leak on the 310 now. When you have time to spare, go by air. And though I don't have my what could possibly go wrong shirt on, but you can get that if you go to SaveThe310.com. We got all kinds of cool shirts, and we'll be starting to bring some more stuff in, a new shirt every month. Check it out.
The next day.
That's everybody's favorite grizzly, everybody's favorite cuddle bear. All right, I have a riddle for you that my wife gave me. The rope broke, the bell rang, the man died. You got to figure out what the story is and how they're all connected.
Got crushed by a bell? That was my guess. I was wrong. So what's the answer?
I don't know yet. My wife still won't tell me the answer.
Well, then why did you ask me?
Because I hoping you would know. We got to take old hot potato here to go get its pre-purchase inspection, because unfortunately it's for sale. It's been for sale for a while, but I just haven't had time to deal with it. We got to fly it over to another airport to go take it to Dr. Phil so he can do a pre-purchase inspection on it. All right, Grizzly, I'll race you.
Huh.
We are here, and I gotta tell you, these flying eyes right here, fly all day with a helmet. They don't hurt my head at all. They're fantastic. Get yours, flyingeyesoptics.com. Use the code JimmysWorld to save yourself 10% flying eyes. Dr. Phil, we have a riddle for you.
What's that?
The rope broke, the bell rang, the man died. How are they all connected? What's the story there?
Airplane stuff, I might know that. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know if he didn't tie it down in time and somebody rang his bell and he crashed into a hangar or something. No, he's not watching. Somebody did that.
Yeah,
Don't tell anybody.
beats the heck out of me.
And I've had a lot of people ask me about how your van and all that, the tools getting replaced. You're up and going right now, right? You're just got a couple of little tiny things, and
Every now and then when I'm doing stuff, I realize, wait a minute, I had one of these before. Where is it?
all the mechanics out there, you guys know, take a wrench and you weld it or you cut it and you grind it down, you bend it or whatever to get to that one single job that you need that wrench for. And that's where Phil's back at right now. So thank you everybody who helped get him going again. So we got the pre-purchase inspection. I mean, the guy knows it's broken. He knows the videos. It's dependable, and it'll get you where you need to go. Look who just showed up. It's Neil.
Hey,
Nice shirt.
thanks.
Nice hat.
Thanks.
Man, nice glasses.
Yeah.
You are dolled out today.
Let's go.
I have a riddle for you,
Oh boy.
and you can't Google it.
I'm not good with riddles.
Okay, the rope broke, the bell rang, the man died.
So I have to figure out what.
They're all connected, and it's like a story.
Can you give me any hints?
The only hint that I've got is that, and my wife gave me this, and that was 2 days ago, and I still haven't figured out what it is.
So I'm just supposed to come up with this.
I don't know.
I mean, if you can't come up with it,
I've 2 days.
How the heck am I?
I don't. You're a smart guy.
I don't know about that. The rope broke.
Yeah.
Then the bell chimed. Then the man died. You gotta let that go into your subconscious. Go about doing some things, and let your subconscious figure it out.
Mine still hasn't.
It still hasn't.
No. My conscious has stayed subbed. Speaking of that, you should subscribe too.
There you go.
I don't know how that connected, but there it did. So Neil here has never had fried pickles, and he loves He loves pickles, but he's never had fried pickles. All right, go ahead. I don't know how hot they are, but
I love pickles. I'll drink the juice right out of the container. So. All
right, let's see what you got.
Try one of these. What's the sauce?
I have no idea. It might just be ranch dressing.
Oh yeah,
Is that tasty?
that is really good.
Cheers. I was doing some research, and look what I found on the interwebs. Editor, throw up the tape. No, really? Not that. This. A pilot was about a mile out on final approach when he first noticed flames blazing from the left engine. Immediately, by instinct, he shut off the fuel flow and landed yet a frantic attempt to extinguish the fire from the residual fuel. Well, 2 months later, another pilot, another fire. Fortunately, they noticed the fuel issues and they were able to land safely. However, both cases, it was down to the engine-driven fuel pump. Then, there was a service bulletin, which is kind of like a recall, but it's not a mandatory airworthiness directive, AD, which is airplane speak for absolutely you have to do this. This is a service bulletin, which means you need to check into this because there could be a potential issue. Let me read to you what they say. It has come to the attention of Kelly Aerospace Power Systems that leakage has been observed on fuel pumps using diaphragm plunger assemblies manufactured by Kelly Aerospace. This diaphragm assembly can be used on fuel pumps models RG15980. RG15980. This is one of those fuel pumps. Then it said, investigation, okay, the diaphragm to leak under certain conditions. Parts were affected from September 05 to 07. Now, I don't actually have any idea when this thing was manufactured or rebuilt or whatever, but it does say, prior to the next flight, visual inspections, and then it goes on to say, here we go, locate the fuel pump overboard drain tube, the deal under the airplane, small 1/8 inch, yep, visually inspect the area of the tube and the belly around the aircraft. Look for evidence of fuel staining, generally a blue-green stain. Check if any, bold letters, fuel staining is found around the tube or trailing back to the belly of the aircraft. No further flight is permitted. Proceed to fuel pump replacement. Fantastic. I don't know. What do you guys think I should do? Do you think we should throw this one on there and see if this one might work and they're just 1 out of 2, or should we just do the right thing and go spend $2,000? Let me know in the comments what you guys think we should do. Now it's got me wondering, what about the other engine? Is there a deadly fuel pump on this engine too? Yeah, I need to go check. Normally it was leaking by now. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, there's your first drop. Well, boys and girls, that tells us definitively it is the pump leaking. Yay! Just to be doubly sure, we're gonna fire up the boost pump and watch this just spew out of there.
I mean, what could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? You gotta stay away from the head knocker.
Battery on, boost pump on.
Oh, turn off, off. Woo! Boy, that came out in a hurry. Well, boys, right there's your problem right there. Done broke it. If we look, the inside of this, it's hard to see that in the camera, all the inside of that is soaking wet. So that means the seal on this pump is trashed and all that fuel was coming out of there and just leaking right past it and going down, coming out of there. It was filled when I took it off, just poured out. Every time you walk up to your airplane, you just give it 2,500 bucks. That's just a rule of thumb. Looks like we're gonna have to call our buddies over at QAA and see if they can get us a pump or two for the other side, other engine over there that's probably got the same defunct pump on it like that one.
Let's do it.
Hey Jimmy, it's Tim.
Hey Tim, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
You know, living the life of old airplanes. I want to keep it simple. I don't want to start modifying and getting crazy with this thing.
All right, let me see what I can find out.
Awesome. Hey, I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, sounds good, Jimmy.
All right, bye. That's the fellers over at QAA. They rebuild pumps and heaters and everything else. So calling those guys to see how long, how much it's going to be to get a fuel pump for this thing. All right, babe. It has been 4 days.
You really want to know, huh?
Yes. So what's the answer?
The rope is attached to a buoy that has a bell on it. The man is blind, and every day he would go to work and hear that buoy, hear the bell on the buoy, and he would know not to go so far or he would fall off the cliff. But one day the rope attached to the buoy and the bell broke.
So the rope broke, letting the buoy go.
The bell.
The bell rang out
Yes.
here, and the man fell off a cliff because he was blind, and the buoy was moved.
And the buoy was moved, just following the bell. You're welcome!